Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with another Cold War Zombies video, and it looks like I have enough information done through research that I can confirm that the Forsaken is Chernobog, and Chernobog is the Forsaken. I'm going to go over the clues that Treyarch gave us, and kind of just see from there, I guess, what it means for the future and stuff like that. There's a lot to go over, so I'm just going to kind of get it started. The first thing you're going to see in this first clip on the left is vehicle, that the intel, or pretty much like one of the first intel is put on, is called a Chernobog. It's a vehicle. For some reason, it only cross references from like Grand Theft Auto, the game, or maybe, I mean, I didn't really research it too much, but it looks like the vehicle is called a Chernobog. Not to say that Call of Duty Treyarch has never taken inspiration from other video games. I would say probably like 30%, maybe 25% of some of the Easter eggs and inspiration come from other video games. So for some reason on Google, like I said, I maybe didn't look into it too much, but it looks like the vehicle is called a Chernobog, and for some reason, again, like I said, it seemed to show up more in Grand Theft Auto or GTA 5, I think, than any other game or any other image on Google. And it's something that they've done before, where they put clues on stuff to have like different layers of meaning and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna play the intel really quickly, and it's funny, I knew that was gonna happen. It's almost like it's scripted. So what I'm going to do is just put it on, let it play, and then you can listen to it. Then I'm going to come back and talk a little bit after that. I'm going to try and mute this so you guys can kind of hear it.
Carver, here to gloat. Do a victory lap.
Not sure I follow.
Your outlandish theory has proved true. And I was one of your most vocal doubters. You were right. Your commander-in-chief, presiding over a dark Aether army. The Forsaken.
We both know me coming here to gloat would be a waste of time.
So what then? Here to celebrate. Regretfully, I'm all out of champagne.
All right, I get it. You and me, we won't ever see eye to eye. I'm a man of war, you're a man of science. In World War II, my father fought for the Allies, while you fought for the...
How dare you? I never fought for anything more than my own research, and in turn my whole life has been in the service of men like you, who only want weapons, violence, annihilation.
You got this all wrong. I'm trying to prevent annihilation.
Because you have the biggest stick, nothing is learned through eradication.
What about exploration? Your research was only possible because my teams protected yours. I'm not the provocateur, I'm the peacemaker. And that's what I'm trying to do right now, make peace. The Forsaken is coming. The way I see it, it's going to take your brains and my brawn to stop it.
You are proposing an accord?
A temporary ceasefire. We need to work together if we're going to stop this thing.
I would be amenable to that. Surely you can pardon an old man for being stuck in his ways.
Shit. You're not the only stubborn bastard in this office.
I do fear, Major, that we are already too late. I have been studying the primordial energy from the vortices. They are appearing more frequently, rapidly accelerating the terraforming process. In 1 month's time, we will no longer be able to contain their spread. As long as the portals remain open, they will continue to grow.
Well, sounds like we need to find a way to close the portals then. For good.
Okay, if that worked properly, you should have heard them talking about the Forsaken and Dark Aether. Again, it's put on the Chernobog machine or vehicle, whatever you want to call it, truck, and it has like Dark Aether crystals all around it. Kind of, again, putting so many different layers of clues that Treyarch does and have done in the past. Just that, unfortunately, people miss a lot of the clues and Easter eggs. Again, I'm going to go over all the clues that I've seen so far. There's probably a lot more, but this one, I just wanted to get this one out of the way first, and it explains about, again, who the Forsaken is, and again, it's put on a Chernobog vehicle or machine, whatever you want to call it. So next thing is all the clues that I've seen so far. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I know I definitely did on Twitter, so I posted this on Treyarch's Twitter page because people miss a lot of stuff, and I don't want to keep, again, beating a dead horse or whatever it's called, um, or, again, in a way, addressing the elephant in the room, that I don't know what happened since Black Ops 2. Again, I don't know if people are just waiting for, like, Jason Blundell to walk out in an interview and give all answers or clues or something like that, or the devs to go on YouTuber's page and or channel and give answers away. People stop looking into stuff deeply or stop looking at the clues that Treyarch gives you. So again, him is referencing probably his Infernal Majesty, which is another or an acronym or another name for Satan. Um, and kind of ties in with the whole Mephistopheles and Monty stuff from the other Call of Duty games. The God King in World War II, I don't think he was necessarily satanic or another version of Satan or hell. I'll have to look into that. That's the only thing I kind of neglected. I know he's more like a king or a sleeping king or a myth or a legend, not necessarily anything to do with Satan. So that's something that I have to kind of look into. That maybe all that it throughout the games, maybe it's Satan that's been controlling a lot of these zombies. I don't know about advanced warfare necessarily. If Jonathan Irons or Atlas has anything to do with Satan, so I'll have to look into that. But I guess going with IW and Treyarch, traditionally it's been about Satan, and there's a lot more meaning behind it. But I'm just gonna stick with the physical stuff rather than the symbolic, philosophical stuff. But him could be referring to his Infernal Majesty as Satan. The truck down here, this is the one that I grabbed, and it seemed to be tied in the GTA the most. But again, it's not uncommon for Treyarch to do that. A lot of video game references are in the zombies maps. Again, this is from a video that I screenshotted, not mine. So that vehicle again is called a Chernobog. This is the real life or maybe the GTA version of that called a Chernobog. The intel is put on the Chernobog as a hint or a clue. There's dark ether crystals all around it. This is Chernobog himself, which I've been coming across this series. It's Disney live action series that I'm sure it's on Netflix. Maybe it was on the Disney Channel from a couple years ago. But this is like a real life version of Chernobog, but it originally showed up in Fantasia from like the 60s, I think, or something like that. And he's like a Slavic god of darkness. So on the plane wing in Die Machine, it says Chernobog's wrath is coming. So there's a lot of clues that they're starting to give. Look at the one on the truck, this one. This obviously being the most noticeable one or obvious one, I guess, is Chernobog's wrath is coming. And now they're starting to drop hints about that and stuff like that. And it says, this is something I grabbed from like a Disney Wikipedia page. It says, described as Satan by the host, Deems Taylor. Chernobog has been praised as Disney's best representation of pure evil, and as an animator, Vladimir Tyla's greatest triumph. which I guess in a way, prior to Fantasia, I don't think there was a physical form of Chernobog, unless there is, because I know it's been like just a fairy tale, so to speak. But I think Disney was the first one to give him like um, a physical body. So maybe that's why we look at him the way we do right now, with wings and stuff like that. Again, just some kind of stuff that you guys can go off of if you want to go look more into it. Again, there's probably more in there. There's just some stuff that I grabbed really quickly. Last thing is kind of traditionally what happened in Black Ops 3 and what happened in IW Zombie. Like I mentioned, um, there is very deep philosophical meaning to stuff, or symbolic stuff. So kind of where Monty and the Shadow Man were the same person, um, and then in IW Zombies, Mephistopheles were kind of some of the characters and bosses and stuff like that, and even good guys that helped you along the way. So I think Zykov being the Forsaken, like he was forgotten um, in the Dark Ether. You know, they sealed him away for 40 years and forgot about him. Maybe he's upset and mad and is wants revenge when he gets out. So him and the Forsaken are probably the same person, and in fact, he is the Forsaken in the literal term of it. But as far as Chernobog, he probably is the same person, like Monty and the Shadow Man were the same person. Not sure how they're gonna pull that off. If maybe they let him out, kind of like like again, what's happening traditionally in like Shadows of Evil and some of the other maps and games that like, or Medusa in Ancient Evil, where we think we're doing something good, we're helping somebody, but um, they kind of backstab you in a way. I guess, and when you think about it, it happens in real life, and that might be the symbolism where, let's say your friend needs, and I actually saw this on TV yesterday, ironically. Um, some mom is suing the daughter because the daughter needed her car fixed. She gave her like $4,000 to get her car fixed. The daughter never used the money to fix the car, but used it to go spend something, gamble. I don't remember. But it's the same thing. We're helping him get out of the dark ether, and he's probably gonna like, I guess, for lack of a better word, screw us over in a way, and probably is the Forsaken. But I think there might be a more deeper meaning to it, which I'm not gonna get into that like. And it's stuff that I've actually said before, where actually maybe I will get into it. How like Treyarch helps these zombie YouTubers grow their channels, and then they ultimately backstab the studio and do uh, horrible reviews about the game and shit on the game and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty cool and symbolic in my, I guess, head canon that like it could be symbolic of like Treyarch's way, which is good because I think, or they should be a little bit more vocal of it. And it's something that I've mentioned to like Von Har and some of the devs on Twitter is like, how do you guys promote some of these big channels that just ultimately screw you guys over? And I think it's so cool that it's almost in a way symbolic that like, we're gonna probably help Zykov get out of the dark ether, but then he's gonna screw us over and he's gonna end up being the Forsaken one and Chernobog anyways, probably kind of like Monty and the Shadow Man and stuff like that. How there's two sides to every person. But that's what it kind of reminded me of too. Probably not their intention, but it is pretty funny and ironic in a way that it might almost represent these big zombie YouTube channels and people that they fly out to California, spend thousands of dollars on, and then all they do is write shitty reviews about the game and how zombies is horrible, zombies dead, the zombies mode is dead, and stuff like that. So, anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later.